Hey, what's up guys? Books Nelson here, back with another video, and today I'm bringing you a dribble move that I have discovered in the game that has completely changed the way I approach dribbling and beating my opponent off the dribble. I have used this in rec, in theater, and as well as in my team multiplayer, both versus people and the AI, and I have found tremendous success with this move, so I want to show it all to you guys, so let's get right into the content. First things first. This move is a crossover from the standstill position, but it is not one of the crossovers that we already know. Before we go into the move, we have to go through the crossovers that we already know so that those of you who aren't up to speed know what's up. And for those of you who are familiar with the crossovers in the game, you know exactly how this move fits into the rest of the bag. So first move up is your dribble style crossover, your push cross, the easiest crossover to do in the game. You're literally just holding turbo and on the left stick, the opposite direction. Second one is your momentum dribble. And then lastly is your escape cross explosion. All right. Now we're going to go through the quick pros and cons of each of these moves, which will also highlight why the new move is so important. So first things first, the push cross. So there's a few things that are issues with push cross. First things first, if you don't have the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or Kyrie Irving dribble styles, the push cross is probably not a good move at all. And to show that example, we will go to none other than Devin Booker real quick and look at D-Book's push cross, right? So D-Book's push cross is pretty good going horizontally, but you'll see here vertically from a standstill, right? He doesn't get the good forward momentum consistently. It's actually quite hard. And the reason he's getting this forward momentum sometimes partially is because with these push cross moves, the way your shoulders are aligned to the basket changes the push cross that comes out. So we'll look at Michael Jordan. I can go over and over push cross, just over and over, right? Much easier than with D-Book, and I get the same animation every time. However, if I do a snatchback and then try to push cross, I get a completely different, much slower, much inferior animation out of the snatchback move. Now, the snatchback isn't the only move that presents this issue. Any move that moves you to the side can disrupt your push cross and give you a different animation. All right, so the next move, the issues with it are the momentum crossover. So the great thing about the momentum is that it happens right away. What is the momentum cross? So the momentum cross is you start an escape. As soon as you input that escape, you are free to input the momentum cancel of the escape. That is, you're holding right trigger and then you hit the escape, and as soon as you hit that input, you can go. This means the momentum crossover is a move you could do on reaction, but hold the phone. Why is it not a good move? Well, we'll show you. Let's let the momentum dribble play out all the way through. Okay, that was me moving as fast as I possibly can off the momentum dribble. Let's analyze this. So this move has been nerfed since its glory days back in earlier 2Ks, like 2K20 and back. Let's look at this move. So Michael Jordan, he's gonna hit the momentum. Okay, now we're gonna analyze this. When Michael hits this momentum, he's fast in the beginning, but here's the nerf right there. You see this? That's the slowdown before he goes. And you can see it in full motion, that right there. This is what allows your opponents to react to the momentum dribble, reattach themselves to you, and get animations that are in their favor and not your favor. So since the momentum is fast to start but slow to finish, that makes it really good in combos, but not really good to finish off. You have to have something at the end of the momentum, like say the Jamal Murray, to make it work, right? On its own, the momentum dribble is not a good move. And then lastly, you have the escape cross. Okay, what's great about the escape cross? The escape cross is great because it gets you going in one direction really quickly, and importantly, you can L2 cancel out of it and into it going the other way. And this dramatic change of direction is something that is hard for your opponent to keep up with, right? Your L2 cancel out of this move is very strong. However, the reason people L2 cancel so much is because this move is not strong on its own at the very beginning, right? It is the L2 cancel that makes it strong. Why is that? So this move comes out it actually comes out very slowly, even with the input. We're going to talk about that in a moment, but let's also look at once you start going, you're fine, but going into it, this is very easy to read. Just look at this animation. The ball is fully out to one hand, and it's very, very clear that Michael Jordan cannot do anything else unless the person playing knows how to do the L2 cancel, because every other animation from this animation will be slow and easy to recover to. And we're going to get more into this later when we really get into the nitty gritty, right? But for now, just understanding that this move is more of a tool of the L2 cancel than a move on its own. All right. Now, another con of this move is that unlike the momentum dribble, it doesn't come out right away. And it's because of the momentum dribble that it is slow. So we talked about how this move is a product of the escape. You do the escape and then you press left stick after the escape. But you have to wait for the escape to pass the momentum crossover window in order to be able to do this move, which puts in two slowdowns of the move. The first slowdown is that the escape itself does not come out right away. And then the second slowdown is that you have to wait for the momentum dribble window to be bypassed, so that you move into the escape cross cancel window, right? Because this move is cancelable for its entire duration. I can cancel out of that at any time into virtually anything. So the escape in and of itself is a great move because of all the stuff I can get into. But in terms of bursting to one direction out of the escape, having to wait is a minus. And another minus is that you can mistime that escape, right? So basically there are three timings. If you do it too early, you get the momentum. If you do it too late, you get that little hop or a slowdown or a stop. And then in between you have the burst, but those bursts, there's like a good burst and a great burst. So to get the great burst every time requires a lot of practice. And on top of that, you also need the dribble sigs to allow this to be possible in the first place. You need a ball handle rating above 85 or 86. And I think it's 85. And you need the Jimmy Butler escape, the Kemba escape, the Steph Curry escape, I think Kobe escape. Not Steph Curry, I'm sorry. Kemba, Trey, Curry can do it. Kobe escape as well. Those are the better escapes in the game, with the best two by far being Kemba and Trey Young. You don't have access to those escapes either because of your build in my career or because it's not on your card. You cannot do this move anyway. This very, very powerful move. All right. So what is the move that we have that solves a lot of these issues? So this move is the in and out crossover. So what you're going to do is going to do the same the way you start with the escape. You're holding right trigger and you go to this in and out move, right? Where you're holding either 11 o'clock or 12 or 1 o'clock to the same side ball hand. And out of this in and out move, you can escape out of it immediately, right? So this whole move, similar to the escape, the whole thing is cancelable. Throughout that whole window, this move is cancelable. So I can initiate that move and burst out of it. However, I can also, just like the momentum dribble, hit the early cancel window, meaning I can hit that move and before the move comes out, I can cross over immediately. Do not confuse that with the Michael Jordan dribble style. If you look at both animations, actually, you can see the difference. So first here, I did the regular one. You see this? The ball does not come out. The ball is low and he goes right into his explosive animation, right? If we go to his dribble style, you see the ball comes out first and then goes down. Now, in the Michael Jordan dribble style, this is not a massive difference, but in other dribble styles, this is a massive difference. Michael Jordan dribble style is one of the fastest forward moving crossovers in the game. If you do not have it, the momentum, the crossover, the in and out burst cross is better than the Michael Jordan anyway. But the reason it's so great is because it doesn't matter if you have the Michael Jordan or not, you'll have access to it. The Kyrie Irving is also very good going forward. It doesn't have that clean like burst look, but in terms of the overall speed, it's good. But that's not all about this move. So first off, because the move comes out so quickly, it is a move you can do on reaction, meaning you can read what your opponent is doing, input this move, and you're out of there, right? So secondly, what makes this move so great is that out of this in and out animation, you can also same side burst, right? And it's the same timing as doing the opposite side. It's a 1-2, not super duper fast. If you go too fast, you'll get other animations. But if you take your time, and really, I would say if you're practicing this move, let the in and out, this kind of hezzy deal, let it play out first. And then start the cancel like slowly, and then speed it up until you don't see the cancel anymore. And that's your timing. Now, because of that and the addition of the same side burst on top of that move, what happens is that's your same side burst, right? Same timing, that kind of paced out 1-2. That's your same side burst. So when you put in this input, you have the option to go to the opposite side or the same side, but you also have the option to cancel into other dribble moves. So we'll do that move and then cancel into the Murray. We'll do that move, and cancel into the snatchback, right? And you can hit that cancel anytime you want because of the wide cancel window of this move. But unlike the escape, there aren't different animations. Whether you cancel early or you cancel late, you get pretty much the exact same animation out of the move. So this is your fastest, most efficient, most universal crossover in the game, right? Because it doesn't matter what your dribble style is. It doesn't matter what your SIGs are. You can do this move. Now, faster cards are going to do it faster, right? But even centers can do this move, believe it or not. Let's go for a quick example of a center doing this move. Who do we have here? We have, let's see, Tyson Chandler, right? Tyson Chandler's a pretty good dribbler. That's what it looks like on Tyson Chandler. That second one right there, right? So this is Tyson Chandler now being able to quickly burst in the other direction. Now for center, this can be particularly important because of how favorable animations are on larger characters once they go towards the basket. And before we move into the applications of this move, I do want to stress one more thing. So when you do a push cross, you are beholden to whatever the push cross direction is. Meaning, you see how his shoulders are turned to the side here? The left stick is always camera relative. The right stick you should have set to absolute. The problem is, once your character turns to the side, all of the animations you're going to get from this point are animations that are horizontal animations. So whatever leaner, floater, layup, other dribble moves, they're going to be from this animation. So it's impossible to say stick dunk immediately after doing this. You have to curve your character back around towards the basket, like so, before you can stick dunk, which allows your opponent to catch up to you and interrupt that, right? Because you have to curve around. Whereas with this forward move, let's see if we can do it with D-Book. With that move, right, going straight towards the basket. If you know the Devin Booker dribble style, you know he cannot do that, right? With that move, he can get into all of his forward animations, which makes him a much better attacker of the basket. So your stick dunks, your floaters, all the stuff that you want going vertically, every animation that you want going vertically, D-Book has the best floaters in the game. Now you can get immediately off of that move if that's what your opponent is giving you, right? So now we're going to talk about the advanced applications of this move. First things first, this move for all of my team guys, this move is good against the computer. Important to understand that, right? This move is good against the AI. The AI does not react to this move well at all. Super good against the AI, partially because once you establish this move being vertical, the AI doesn't have as much time to interrupt you and bump you into 2P animations. And the same thing goes for human beings. But the other thing that makes this move so great is the setup, right? So you can obviously do this move straight up, you can just get into the move. But the thing that makes this move so good is you can also do this move out of other moves. So take the Jamal Murray, right? Out of the Jamal Murray, you can do a lot of moves out of the Jamal Murray, but very few of the moves allow you to attack vertically towards the basket out of the Jamal Murray. And also the in and out burst gives you the opportunity to go to the same side with the Jamal Murray, even if you don't have a hesitation that allows you to do it. For this example, let's go back to Michael Jordan, right? So Michael Jordan, if I look at his hezi, he can't explode out of his hezi. So this means if he hits the Jamal Murray, he cannot go to the same side quickly unless he hits that in and out move. Then he can go to the same side. This also allows him to repeat the Jamal Murray if he hits the in and out and then goes back to the other side very quickly. But this is pretty difficult. It's not like impossible or anything, but you have to wait for that cancel window. You guys can see it on the control, rewind the video, but I'll explain what's going on here and what makes it difficult. So when you hit the Jamal Murray, right? If you want to repeat this on Michael Jordan, you have to hit the in and out later in the move. So you hit the in and out here, and then you quickly go to the Jamal Murray the other way before the in and out starts. And that's why Michael Jordan here was allowed to repeat the Jamal Murray so smoothly. And with that same power, you can in and out. And with that same power, you can burst going towards the basket out of the Jamal Murray. Now let's look at some other setups. So with that Jamal Murray, you can also say escape, go into the Jamal Murray, and then go forward. And you have all of those same options there. You also can escape out of the Jamal Murray. And here's an important difference, right? So if I do the Jamal Murray into an escape, so out of that escape, I have the L2 cancel options that I normally have, right? I can burst out of the Jamal Murray very quickly if I hit my escape with the timing just like that. So everything I can normally do, L2 cancel, all of that stuff is there. And this is a strong option that even skilled players have not accessed in this game yet. However, let's compare the two. When I shoot out of it, look what happens, right? Because of the nature of the escape cross, it's like it still remembers that you're standing still, right? And so you get a shot like that. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to Jamal Murray into the in and out cross, right into my leaner. You see, smoothly into my leaner. And even if I take another step, let's get this executed, doing it too quick. Even if I execute into another step off of that Jamal Murray, I'll just get the better leaner, right? So you have full control over what you want to do when you use the in and out cross versus the other options. They have their own things that are good. The momentum dribble is great for combos. The escape cross is great for L2 canceling. But if you want freedom of movement and to be running and to be able to get to your leaners, to be able to get to your stick dunks, the in and out cross is the far superior option to access. So that is going to be it for that move. I think this move is fantastic. I'm not even thinking, it's been great for me in multiplayer of all forms, whether it's rec or pro-am or, you know, theater, my team multiplayer, human, AI. The more I use this move and the more I learn this move, the better this move is. So I wanted to share this with you guys, and hopefully you can get this into your bag and get really good at this move and figure out new ways to apply this, because for me, this has been an absolute game changer and is, in my opinion, the most overall versatile crossover in the game, the fastest crossover in the game, the quickest way between point A and point B, and very importantly, it doesn't matter what character you're using, you have access to this crossover in some form or fashion. Unlike even the momentum has a dribble requirement. This doesn't even have a dribble requirement. You can literally do this move on any character. The big difference is it's going to be a different speed with different characters. So obviously the faster the character is, the better the dribbler they are, the faster they're going to attack with this move. And I will say this one last thing. Your other moves that you have access to are also going to affect your ability to use this move. So for instance, let me see, who was I using? I think it was Chris Middleton, actually. Let me see. What you got, Chris? Okay, so Chris has this awesome aggressive cross, right? Out of this aggressive cross, when the ball is in whatever hand you desire, you can explode out of this move. And also, because of this aggressive cross and the way it works into the Jamal Murray, you can easily see the applications here. And I would say don't sleep on how well this also works out of your regular size ups also, because most of the moves in the game that are really good are also really big. They move you very far in one direction or another. And the problem is in 5v5, that moves you towards a defender. So if I do an escape, you can see the escape moves me way out to one side, way out to another side. And when I start moving side to side, I don't have as much control of my character. The snatchback moves me way far back. Depending on where I am on a 3-point line, I might not want to be that far back, right? But with, say, a behind the back, that might move me exactly as much as I want to move. The between the legs might move me exactly as much as I want to move, right? So since you now have access to a move that explodes out of those moves, you now have much more not only freedom of movement, but control of space with your character. So you can move from small move to big move, vice versa, big move, small move, small move. You have access to all of these things. And the same thing goes for stuff like your double moves, right? With certain double moves, it's going to be better than others, but this can take a mediocre double move, like say Reggie Lewis. Reggie Lewis, his double move is not that good, right? Not super impressive. However, being able to explode off of that double move, out of that gives it more life. And that's going to be the case across the board, right? Like even with Middleton, actually, no, Booker's a great example. You look at Booker's double move. On its own, I don't like Booker's double move with his dribble package. But now that I have access to this move, now I have a way to attack vertically out of that move, where I can either hit the push cross or I can hit the in and out move and attack same side. I can attack towards the basket. It just gives me a lot more options and a lot more versatility as an attacker, being able to blend this move into anything I want to do, right? I'm doing it too fast. That's why he's getting that. So you got to wait, and then you'll get that forward move. So with Booker, I mean, really with everybody, there might be a slightly different timing based on the animation that they get out of this in and out move. So just, put in your practice if you're a My Team player. If you're a My Career player, you have the same animations all the time. But if you're a My Team player, be aware that the speed of that animation might slightly speed up or slow down. So if I've been playing with Michael Jordan for a while, and then I come over to Devin Booker, I got to remember to slow down a little bit before I hit that move. But there you go. Exploding out of his double cross. Not something he can do without this move. So I hope this tutorial helped you guys. Let me know if this adds to your bag, if you learned the sauce. If you have any issues learning the move, let me know. I'll be happy to further explain it. I've been using it for like a week or so now. And the more I use it, the more success I have. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate all your support up until now, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.